Welcome here into Teal, the show. The Jaguars have a West Coast trip to get out there and take on the San Francisco 49ers this week. We got Kyle hanging out with me tonight. This is a big game for the Jaguars. 2-1 Jacksonville taking on a 3-0 San Francisco team. This is what a lot of people like to call those measuring stick games, where you can figure out exactly where the team's at early in the year.
Jamal, you read my mind. I was just about to say I don't like to use this phrase, but measuring stick, that's the term that came to mind, because 49ers normally a pretty good team, and this will be a good test for the Jaguars for sure. Yeah,
this is going to be a big one. Jaguars got to find a way to hold up against a pretty talented San Francisco team that seems to be consistent. They're very physical. We'll see what the Jaguars can do. Definitely going to be a tough one. The Jaguars are going to find a way to get to 3-1. They got to get through San Francisco, who's trying to get to 4-0. So no way around it. We'll dive a little bit more into it, but I do think we got something we got to talk about off the top, right?
Yes, we do. First order of business, there's maybe a little bit up in arms over some comments made by the 49ers head coach Robert Salah. He was asked, what challenges the Jaguars present, and this is what he had to say.
Jacksonville, this is a very young, but it's a very talented group. Liam and his staff, coming from a couple of guys coming from Minnesota, they've got legally a really advanced signal stealing type system where they always find a way to put themselves in an advantageous situation. They do a great job with it. They formation you to try to find any nugget they can. So we've got to be great with our signals, and we got to be great with our communication, and to combat some of the tells that we might give on the field. So they're almost elite in that regard. That whole entire tree, from Sean to Kevin O'Connell to all those guys, they all do it. So so there's challenges. They're going to catch us in some situations where they have the advantage, and we just got to play good, sound, fundamental football and do our best to execute them.
Signal stealing, you say? Huh. Well, okay, that's one way to go about it, as the defensive coordinator kind of seems to hedge his bets a little bit. Of course, we had to ask Liam Cohen how he feels about the comments that the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator made about signal stealing.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak on that fully right now. Have a huge game for us coming up this weekend. Got a great defense that we've got to go and attack, and that's where our whole mindset and mentality is right now.
Not going to speak on it. That's okay. I'll speak on it for you, Liam. Look, while Liam might take the high road and say we got a big game that we're focused on, I, on the other hand, do not need to do that. Let me go ahead and tell you, that is the most foolishness that I've ever heard. The job of a coach is to watch film. And when you watch film, you try and find tendencies. When you find tendencies on film and the defensive coordinator can't figure out how you found them, he calls it signal stealing, legal signal stealing. It is absolute and utter foolishness. It just says that he's really confident that Liam Cohen can do his job. Liam's 3 games into being a head coach and being accused by a defensive coordinator who's been a fired head coach of stealing signals. Let me go ahead and tell you, if you weren't convinced that the Jaguars had the right guy leading the charge, you should be right about now. Because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And this coordinator just said, well, he's stealing our signals, but he's doing it legally. What are we talking about? Look, Robert Salah, I know there's some tough feelings because he goes into the whole Sean McVay tree. He goes into Minnesota. The last game of his coaching career, again, when he was with the New York Jets as the head coach, you want to take one guess who he was coaching against? Minnesota. So, if you're wondering where those hard feelings come from, it's because that tree got him fired. He's coming up with excuses to hedge his own bets. Robert, I hope you have a long day on Sunday. I hope you have a real long day. That would be real good for the Jaguars. And you know what? If legal sign stealing is the best excuse you could come up with as a coach, dude, you got to be better than that, right?
I mean, it kind of seems like a shot. If I was Liam Cohen, I'd take a kind of offense to that. I feel like he's taking a shot there.
It is a shot. It is a straight up shot over the bow. I mean, you talk about the 49ers, they play the Rams twice a year, the Sean McVay tree. And you all of a sudden pop up when you play the Jaguars and say, oh, he's really good at stealing signals. Couldn't possibly be that we show up tendencies on film and he game plans for them. They steal signals. And even the media that was there asked, well, maybe this is a dumb question, but who are they stealing signals from? And his response was, it could be anybody. It could be you at home right now. The Jaguar staff could be stealing signals for the 49ers defense from you. It's just, this is absolutely wild. This is the wildest thing. You always say it can't get any wilder than this, but I did not have on my 2025 bingo card the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator, former NFL head coach Robert Salah, accusing Liam Cohen 3 games into his NFL career of stealing signals. Yeah, but we've reached there. We've reached peak insanity already, and it's only week 4. So we still got a long way to go.
Hey, we do have a long way to go. Also, so to my knowledge, nothing like this has been brought up before. So as you're saying, like, there's no merit to what he's saying in terms of, like, legal sign stealing.
No, there's nothing to this. Liam, again, took the high road, said he didn't want to talk about it right now. I would absolutely love if they win this game, and then he just goes, how about those signs we stole at the press conference? That would be absolutely priceless. Probably won't happen, but would absolutely love it. Look, there's no merit to this. The job of a coach is to watch and look for tendencies. They clearly know how to look for things. Robert Saleh's defense isn't the most complex in the league. So if he feels like, oh, they figure out my tendencies, they know we're going to line up like this and play this coverage, maybe it's because you run a basic defense, buddy, not because they're stealing your signs. It is absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous.
And I mean, the NFL's gotten to the point where it's so sophisticated that if someone's stealing signs, like, I think you'd get caught.
This isn't something like the Houston Astros. This isn't a Michigan, like, big, this isn't that. It is not that. This man literally pointed the finger at the Jaguars and an entire tree of head coaches. This would mean that a big chunk of the teams in the NFL are all stealing signals. That would include the Minnesota Vikings. This would include Liam Cohen last year when he was with Tampa. This would include the St. Louis Rams. Has he not realized that Kyle Shanahan's kind of a loose part of that same Sean McVay tree? His dad, Mike, kind of started it up in Washington. Robert Saleh is just a coach trying to come up with an excuse before his defense gets shredded. So we'll see what happens. We'll talk a little bit more about Sunday. I'll get off the soapbox and stop ranting about stealing signals. Maybe I'll steal the signals to your TV sets. But we'll take a quick break, and we got plenty more Teal the Show coming up after this.
True till the end, Jaguar fans. This is our moment. The 49ers are under the impression we're coming for a pleasure trip. But this is strictly business. The problem is they really don't know who they're messing with. We're the Jacksonville freaking Jaguars. We fight. Every yard, every tackle, and every play. When we step on that field, we gonna bring that Duval heat. Relentless, unstoppable, and hungry for a victory. To us, this ain't just a game. It's a statement. We gonna show the 49ers that the Jacksonville Jaguars don't just play football. We dominate. So let's go get that win, Duval. One team, one fight, one goal. Win. See, we don't care if it's as pretty as Trevor Lawrence's hair or ugly as them turned down sneakers in the garage. It's Duval till we die, baby. Duval.
All right, if that doesn't get you hype and ready for game time, I don't know what will.
Hey, we're standing on business. That's why we made the dial-up, was for calls like that. And so I'm just glad people are calling in, letting us know. We need a call like that every week to get the fans, get the team, get everybody pumped up for game time, because that's what does it right there.
Get Duval pumped. Shout out to McKinney Trimble for the call. Hey, if you want to hear yourself here on Teal the Show, let us know how you're feeling about the Jaguars. Give us a call on Duval. Dial up.
Dial it up.
Dial it up. 904-391-3661. You can give us a call. Let us know how you're feeling about the Jags. Good, bad, ugly, anywhere in between. Give us a call. You might hear yourself right here on Teal the Show or during one of our other programs here on Channel 4. Gotta love it. Look, we love to have that open line of communication.
We do.
All right, so we're getting ready for a West Coast trip. West Coast trips historically, lean against the Jaguars.
Not the best.
Not the best. Not the best. Historically, the Jaguars have struggled. They have been able to sprinkle in a few wins on the West Coast here and there, but they have been hard to come by. The Jaguars do understand that they're leaving a little bit early to try and get there and going to try and keep the schedule as similar as possible to what they do when they're here on the East Coast. We'll see if that works for them, but the San Francisco 49ers team is good. It all starts with Christian McCaffrey. If you can't slow that guy down, you can't win. I mean, this is one of the few teams that really, I mean, their offense runs through the running back. No way around it. Running game, passing game, all goes through Christian McCaffrey. So can the Jaguars find a way to stop that guy offensively? In their defense, we're not even going to talk about Robert Salah and those guys, but Fred Warner, a really good linebacker that the Jaguars are going to have to account for in every play.
He might be the best linebacker in the league.
He might be. He might be. He's really good. So I think the Jaguars are going to have their hands full in this kind of game. You go out there against a really good San Francisco team. Kyle Shanahan is one of the better head coaches in the NFL for scheming up things. And he even gets some compliments from Liam Cohen, who's a fellow offensive guy on that. So I say all that to say that this is a really tough game for the Jaguars. A really tough game for the Jaguars. Did they get a little bit of maybe bulletin board material in the locker room, or maybe light a little bit of a fire under Liam Cohen to go out there and steal some signs and slice them up from Robert Salah? I think so. I think so. I don't think Liam Cohen's going to take too kindly to Coach Salah's comments this week. So does that help them enough to get them a lead on the scoreboard when the clock hits 0 is the question.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I'll go with first. My prediction, I think the Jaguars win. I think it is bulletin board material. I think they come out there firing. I will say that I have been a little high scoring on the predictions recently.
Okay.
That's my bad. So and watch, I'll probably go low, and this is when they'll put up, 38 points.
All right, what you got?
But I'm just going to go, a little 24-17. That's a nice, modest score. Jaguars get the W. I'm going 24-17.
All right, so all week, completely candid here, all week I have been planning to pick the Jaguars to lose this football game. I think San Francisco is a really good team. I think San Francisco is really good in the trenches. And I think the Jaguars are improved in the trenches, but I don't think the Jaguars are quite there yet where they're going to overpower San Francisco. I don't. So all week I've been planning to pick San Francisco to win this game and the Jaguars to drop it. I think the Jaguars have a really tough, 4-game stretch here between San Francisco, Kansas City, Seattle on the back end of that, and then you got a game against the Rams. This is probably the toughest 4-game stretch of the Jaguars season. They got to get some wins here. I think I've shifted a little bit in the last, it's been less than 24, probably maybe right around 24 hours at this point since Robert Salah made his comments, and then listening and seeing Liam Cohen's reaction in the press conference dealing with it. I think there's going to be a little bit of fire there. I think Liam Cohen's going to be I think there's a little something there. A little bulletin board material to get that guy going. So I'm kind of shifting. I don't know. I'm right on the line. I'm right on the line on this one, and it's really tough. I think the Jaguars are going to put some points on the board. I think the Jaguars are going to put some points on the board, but I think the 49ers are too. I'm still going to give the 49ers the edge in this one. Give me 30-27. San Francisco edges them out, but it wouldn't shock me if Liam Cohen said, okay, and dialed it up and went out there and really lit up the scoreboard on this thing. But right now I'm going to lean San Francisco gets the dub.
Hey, that's fair. It is a hard game to choose.
Tough game.
I'm pretty sure we all picked San Francisco at the beginning of the year. I'm just leaning Jaguars now just because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Hey, drink the Kool-Aid.
Nothing's wrong with that. It tastes good. It tastes good right now.
Look, bulletin board material can be the difference in games like this. And you've seen, we saw the clips of Liam Cohen in the locker room after the last one against the Houston Texans. If that guy's already a little lit from what another coach is saying, what do you think he's going to tell them before the game, during the game, on the sideline during the game? This Liam Cohen is a madman of a head coach in the best of ways. Yeah, the last thing this guy needs is any extra motivation to go out there and cook something up for Trevor Lawrence and those guys to light up the scoreboard. So I fully believe that it could happen. Right now, I'm just going to lean back with my clear of heads and just pretend that Robert Salah didn't run his mouth for now. So I'm going to still pick the 49ers, but I'm only going to pick them by 3. But I would not be shocked if Liam Cohen went out there, sliced and diced, and said, stole that, didn't I? Just wouldn't surprise me at all. Hey, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll be back here for another episode of Teal the Show on Monday night. We appreciate you spending some of your Friday night with us here at Channel 4, here at Teal the Show. Good night, everybody, and go Jags.